While the West is hesitating, Ukrainian drones hit Russian depots. Massive blow delivered to the enemy. Good afternoon. These topics in more detail in this daily episode with me, Henry Keane, and UATV English, doing our best as usual to bring the hard truth in easy terms for you, for the whole free world, directly from Ukraine. First things first, more than 100 unknown Ukrainian drones, assault UAVs, were involved in attack on the depots in Russia. The distance to the target from the state border of Ukraine is roughly 500 kilometers. During the night, the Security Service of Ukraine, the main intelligence directorate, in close collaboration with Special Ops Forces, delivered a message of sorts to Russians by successfully attacking a major ammunition depot of the main missile and artillery directorate of the Russian Ministry of Defense in the community of Toropets, Tver oblast. Iskander and Tochka-U missiles, glide bombs and artillery shells were stored at the depot. Such a massive detonation occurred following the drone strike that the fire spread it at a distance over 6 kilometers. The regional governor, Igor announced a partial evacuation of the local population. Fire is burning here right now as we speak, and powerful detonation even caused an earthquake up to 3.2 level of magnitude. Local population is also wondering why things are going more and more south and posting online posts like, "Why on shaking earth would that happen to us? I lost my house that was located near the depot. We are homeless now." Well, could a reason be Putin's military operation in Ukraine that ruined hundreds of thousands of houses and lives and counting? Could a military depot built in Toropets in 2018 to support Putin's military operation, full of missiles, ammo and explosives, be that reason? And at the time, Russian Deputy Defense Minister General Comrade Dmitry Bulgakov, when proudly opening the facility, stated that the arsenal meets the highest international, standards, with each storage unit holding up to 240 tons of munitions. By the way, General Comrade Bulgakov was recently arrested on corruption charges. Just saying. Toropets community was not the only one, actually, to get the message, and Russians explain what happened. They say they shot down in Smolensk Oblast 9 UAVs. 3 UAVs shot down over the Belgorod region, 16 UAVs in Bryansk. In the Kursk region, yes, that Kursk region, 2 Ukrainian missiles and 27 UAVs. And all the explosions and all the damage was caused not by drones, they say, but by shot down drones debris falling on military depots. Well, if that is true, then imagine what actually Ukrainian drones can do. Well, glory to Ukraine, and onwards to other topics. Life means nothing to the Kremlin, any life. Russian in particular, even less than that, actually. Ukrainian military is holding on to the territories in Kursk region despite increasing Russian attempts to push us out of there. That means the Russians are actually destroying their own villages and redeploying more so-called elite combat units to the region. The Institute of the Study of War states that the respective statements were confirmed by footage filmed by Western journalists which show Russian strikes on their own villages and towns and communities occupied by the Ukrainian military. In an attempt to stop the Ukrainian advance, the Russians are using the same tactics they are using in Ukraine. A scorched earth, a zero-ground approach that has left dozens of Ukrainian towns in ruins. But the Russian bombs are now destroying Russian houses. Today, there are about 100 Russian towns and villages captured by Ukrainian forces, and a month after the capture, the Russians finally began to mount their resistance to the further advance of the Ukrainian counter-invasion. Clashes are becoming increasingly deadly as Moscow deploys reinforcements and steps up aerial bombardments. Instead, Ukraine is using positions inside Russia to disrupt Moscow's logistics operations by attacking roads and bridges along official supply lines that feed Russian forces in Ukraine, the New York Times report. The Russian military command has more than tripled the number of its military group in the Kursk region due to the capture of a number of settlements and communities in the region by the Ukrainian armed forces. Russian troops have concentrated 40,000 troops in the Kursk region and intend to concentrate to go up to a total 60 or maybe even 70,000 in the region. William Burns, director of the CIA, during a conference in London last weekend, called the Ukrainian operation in Kursk a significant tactical achievement that boosted Ukrainian morale and exposed Russia's weaknesses. And Russian Tsar Putin agrees with the CIA. He called the task of pushing back Ukrainian troops from Kursk a sacred duty. Somehow not even mentioning the fact that there would be no sacred duty to perform if no war he would have ever instigated. In some ways, Russia is winning indeed. A record number of serious and especially serious crimes in 13 years since the beginning of 2024 is recorded in Russian Federation. A total of mind-boggling 400,000 serious crimes occurred in Russia from January to August 2024, according to data by the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Russia. This is the highest number in the last 13 years. The previous top record was set in January-August 2011. Right now, the tide of serious crime is especially noticeable in some southern and western regions, as well as in the Moscow. Russian soldiers who returned from the front have already killed over 100 citizens and maimed about the same number of people in Russia. For example, one of the former prisoners who signed a contract with Wagner PMC while already serving his sentence in the penal colony and then fought in Ukraine was sentenced to 19 years in prison for the murder of a pregnant girl with particular cruelty. Almost at the same time, another former Wagner PMC so-called hero was sentenced to 8 years in maximum security penal colony. He shot a 50-year-old local resident with a shotgun because the latter dared to notice that he parked his car incorrectly. The murder was also summoned to war by the Kremlin, right from a penal colony where he served a sentence of over 18 years for multiple crimes, including murder. It is not us, no Western media, it is Russian media itself that speaks about these wild cases almost daily. And if Russia says so, well, just multiply it multifold. And imagine who is fighting actually for the Kremlin in its criminal form, in the most literal sense of the word army. That is it. Thanks for watching me, Henry Keane, and us, UATV English. We did our best to deliver the hard truth in easy terms. We tried. Please like, subscribe, and comment. In return, your voice matters as it helps Ukrainian voice to be heard worldwide. Stay safe and tune for more already next day, tomorrow. See you soon. Goodbye.